Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Circle for Inner Alchemy's new moon in Sagittarius 2025's moon circle. So this is our last new moon of 2025. We're getting rid of what 2025 was for so many people. And we're going to set up a little ritual so that we can basically start fresh. Right? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this new moon in Sagittarius, and then I'll go through the ritual pieces with you. Today is December 18th, 2025. Depending on where you are in the world, the new moon officially goes dark either tomorrow the 19th or on Saturday the 20th. And like I said, we're welcoming our last new moon of the year. And it's landing in the very final degrees of Sagittarius, the 29th degree, which means that it's got more oomph, more impact. It is one of those like threshold new moons that sits like right on the edge of Sagittarius season going into Capricorn season. And so it carries this like culmination paired with like a fresh start. Okay, so we can tell that something is ending. We feel it. I know collectively that we feel this because 2025 was a shit year. Okay, let's just be honest. And that's because it was a 9-year numerology, which is all about endings, completions, coming to the end of things. And it was also the year of the snake, which is all about shedding our skin, transformation, not just our skin, but just shedding things that no longer serve us and or no longer fit, and transforming into new things. And in 2026, we then go into a 1 year, and we go into the year of the horse, which is all about fresh starts, fresh beginnings, and like just this vastness of like, I don't know, the word triumph is coming to mind, but it's like full speed ahead. If you think of a stallion just running full speed ahead, that's kind of what 2026 is meant to represent. And so we can tell that something bigger is beginning. And so this last new moon of the year is perfect to set that in motion, to set new intentions, to plant new seeds. Sagittarius is the archer in the astrology aspect of things. It is the seeker, the philosopher, the explorer. It's ruled by Jupiter. So it is very luck driven. And so this new moon is not about small intentions or like half-hearted wishes. It's asking you to look at the bigger picture of your life and decide what direction you're actually moving towards. So new moons are all about planting those seeds, setting those intentions, planting goals or setting goals so that you can move forward. And Sagittarius seeds grow into belief systems. They grow into a new philosophy, a new purpose, a new truth, a new meaning and momentum. And so because this new moon falls late in the sign, there's also this like sense of urgency. You're being asked to clarify what you believe in so that you can commit to it. And this isn't about fantasy. It's about like vision and follow through. So if you've been sitting there like thinking about what you want to do, now's the time to actually do it. And I'm guilty of that. I think about a lot of things, but actually getting up and doing it is always hard, like ADHD, you know. So Sagittarius energy is going to ask you questions like, what do I believe about my life and my future? Where am I being invited to expand beyond old limitations? And what truth am I ready to live, not just think about? And so when you're thinking about that, like if any of that is on the negative side of things, it's time to change your perspective. If you are answering these questions of like, what do I believe about my life and my future? And it's like, nothing. I hate it. I hate my life. I don't think anything's going to happen. We need to cancel that out. Cancel. Like we need to reevaluate where we are in life and really think about the change that we want to make. So, how this moon may show up for you on a personal level, you might feel the surge of motivation, the surge to choose a new path or recommit. You know, with the way the world is going right now, it's looking very, very tempting to just quit our job, burn it all to the ground, and move to some new city or country or place that doesn't know who we are. I'm not saying that that's the best decision, but I'm sure it feels that way. That restlessness of like the same old, like, what are we doing, you know? So there's this new desire to learn, to travel, to teach, to share, and publish something meaningful. And I know that I like, not only does this moon feel like that for me, this is something that I've been feeling for a little bit, and it's coming to like a peak basically. And so it's a shift in mindset. It's that changes how you see your future. You may be having this realization that your direction needs more authenticity, more truth, more going with the flow, maybe, you know, because if you think of your Sagittarian friends, they are very much like, let's go, honey, let's go, let's get out there, let's travel, let's see, let's learn new things, let's meet new people, let's experience cultures, right? They're going to tell you like it is without holding back. They're passionate and fiery, and that's what this Sagittarius energy is showing us. And so depending on where Sagittarius falls in your chart is going to be where this reset happens. So for me personally, it's falling in my 12th house, which is in regards to my shadow, my inner world, my spirituality. And ooh, there's been some things like really coming up for me that I'm having to sit with to try and figure out what I want and where I want to go, you know? So that's how that might show up for you individually, but then what about on the collective side of things? Collectively, we're seeing a reevaluation of belief systems, philosophies, cultural narratives. I know that especially if you're here in the US, we're seeing this collectively as we go through this extinction burst of the current political and social climates of where, you know, we're at that late stage capitalism where people are, you know, or people as in Big Brother or they or whoever you want to think of is controlling the strings is like, bye, like you're alone, you're this, that, and the other, if that makes sense. And we're feeling this pull, this like reevaluation of like, no, I don't want that anymore. I want community. I want to have control over the things that I'm doing in my life. I don't want to be a slave to technology anymore. I don't want to be a slave to Big Brother anymore. I don't want to be like this put in a box kind of feel. And so that's that new moon in Sagittarius that we're seeing. So we're having conversations around truth, ethics, justice, and meaning, a push towards exploration, education, and global awareness. I mean, we're seeing all of these themes happening right now. And it's a collective hunger for hope that is grounded but not performative. And so, like, I don't, if you're not seeing these themes, I'm wondering if you're living under a rock, seriously. But and I mean that with all the love, like, you know, but it's hard to not be on the internet and see all, like, you see all this bad, but if you really pay attention and look for the helpers and look for the good, you see all this good too. Like there's definitely a push and pull there. And I know that it can feel extra heavy, and I know that it can feel like we're losing, like the good guys are losing, but it's not. It's this extinction burst, and that's where it's this big culmination of oomph that to try and plow your way before that philosophy kind of dies off. And so it may take a little bit, but the good guys will win. So, but this particular Sagittarius energy is like reminding us that direction matters more than speed, which is why I'm saying it can take a little bit. Where we're headed as a collective depends on what we choose to believe and act on now. And so it's a matter of like making sure that we're speaking up, making sure that we're holding our values tight and holding on to the things that we hold near and dear with love. Like love is the big thing here. Love, like for ourselves, love for others, and coming together as a community is going to be very important. So working with this new moon, we're going to do a new moon ritual for the new moon in Sagittarius. And it's going to kind of just it's meant to be a reset. It's a manifestation of sorts. It is meant to kind of aim higher in all things. So what I would like for you to do, if you want to pause this video, you will want a small candle, a lighter, or if that's not safe for you, you can do like an LED candle or something that can represent flames for that Sagittarian fire energy. You want a bowl of salt or sand, or in my case, rice and things. This is an old money bowl that I'm kind of manifesting in, that can hold your candle. You'll want pen and paper, a pinch of spices or herbs associated with fire, so cinnamon, cloves, ginger, even chili powder, a feather, incense stick, or a stick of cinnamon to symbolize the movement, direction, and Sagittarian, like archer energy. And then optional, a cup of tea to relax with afterwards. So if you need to, pause this video for just a moment so that you can gather your things and then come back and see me. If you're ready to go, then let's do this thing, right? So what I want you to do is plant your feet firmly on the ground, sit comfortably, straight up, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths for me. We're going to kind of slow down and calm down and connect for a moment. So breathe in. Breathe out. And what I want you to do is, as you sit there and you have your eyes closed and you're taking your deep breaths and kind of reconnecting, take a moment to step back from the busy day, from the day at work, from the day with the kids, taking time to step out of the matrix, so to speak. I want you to think about the energy from Earth coming up through your feet, up through your legs, to your knees, to your hips, up through your spine and all your chakras, and let it come up out of your head and then engulf you into this like energetic bubble. And just sit and feel on what that feels like. If you can envision that, that's great. But for some people, envisioning is not as easy. So really feel what that energy, what that electricity may feel like for you as it comes up through your body as you take your deep breaths. We gather under this final new moon of the year, this Sagittarian new moon, a moon of expression, expansion, freedom, wild possibility. This is our moment to aim higher, to trust our inner fire, and to release old habits and welcome the new year with confidence and truth. And so what I'd like for you to do is take your bowl with your rice or your sand or your salt or whatever you have, and you're going to plant your candle in there to where it can safely sit. And I'm going to have you, if you have a, candle, again, make sure fire safety first, but set it in the sand, or if you're ready, turn your LED flame on. But we're going to take a moment and we're going to light your candle. And this flame represents the fire, like your inner fire. This flame represents your inner fire. This is your vision, your passion, your truth. Sagittarius asks us to trust the spark. It asks us to, even like when we can't fully see the path yet, let this flame remind you that this purpose is never small. Even if this flame looks small, if you were to sit and put your hands over the flame, you don't have to touch the flame to feel the heat. And that is the way the energy works with this. So warm your hands safely over your fire and take a slow, deep breath in. Pull that energy from Earth, pull that bubble around you, around your circle, around your energy. And really sit with that for a moment. Take a moment and look at that flame. Look at how beautiful that flame really is. Look at the different colors that it represents, whether or not it's standing still or dancing around you, whether or not it is keeping you warm, or like what kind of energy does that spark for you, right? Where does that come from in your body? When you think about this flame and what that passion looks like, does that come from speaking your truth? Does that come from just knowing that you are who you are? Does that come from the heart and what you love to do? Does that come from like your root chakra, where you know you're safe in trusting that this passion is for you, right? And so what I'd like for you to do is take your pen and paper and reflect on that. Where am I expanding? So some of the prompts for you to write would be like, where am I ready to think bigger? Are we thinking too small lately? Like, where have I been playing small out of fear or comfort? What about my truth? Is am I not like listening to? What truth about myself am I finally ready to honor? What dream keeps lighting up in my mind, no matter how long I try to ignore it? Right? There's so many things that come up for that. So take a few moments. I'll read the questions again, but journal with these. Sit with it. Really think about what comes to mind first. Don't like cancel the first thing that comes to mind, because sometimes they're like, oh man, I would really love to be on a stage public speaking, which is some other people's fear. I get it. And your first thought is, I could never do that, because you're thinking small there, honey. Or maybe it's traveling the world, or maybe it's having children, or maybe it's this, that, or the other. Don't immediately go to the negative. Really think about these things to where we can make stepping stones on that. So your prompts for that are, where am I ready to think bigger? What have I been playing small out of fear or comfort? What truth about myself am I finally ready to honor? And what dreams keep lighting up in my mind no matter how long I try to ignore them? And take a few moments and journal those freely. There's no right or wrong answer. Just try to think big, think positively, think where 2026 could lead you, right? And so with that, Sagittarian's manifestation is the arrow of 2026. So what I'd like for you to do after you've done journaling is take a clean sheet of paper, and I want you to set one clear direction for 2026. Some people think of a word, but just think about direction, not the whole plan. It does not have to be the whole plan. It doesn't have to be every perfect little step. The perfectionism is what's stopping all of us from being able to just take one right step, right? And just one right step leads to another right step, which leads to another and another and another and another and another. And the next thing you know, you've completed your goals. You're in a totally different position in life, or place, or people, or whatever that may be. So think of a direction that you want to go in 2026. And you don't have to have that roadmap. You just need to have that target. So write that manifestation on that piece of paper. And I'm going to do this too. Some examples may be that I expand into a work that excites me. Maybe you're purchasing a new house. Maybe you're moving to a different country. Maybe you're just speaking the truth and setting boundaries so that you're no longer being taken advantage of from the people around you. Or like maybe you're just welcoming in abundance that supports your freedom. One of my favorite affirmations that I mention often is that I receive abundance with ease. More money is flowing freely to me. Money is always on its way. I don't have to worry. Those are all affirmations that I love to say regularly because they work for me. But sometimes getting into those affirmations are what's hard when we don't truly believe it. So this is your moment to sit with this energy, to sit with this space, and to really believe and trust that it will all fall into place. So whatever it is, keep it bold, keep it big. Make sure you're being honest, emotionally honest, not just what you think everybody else wants to hear. What is it that you truly want to hear? And so what I'd like for you to do is once you've done that, you're going to actually sprinkle some of the herbs that you may have. So for me, I've got a little bit of bay leaf herb that I'm going to burn. And so you're going to sprinkle that over your fire and over the paper. Fire herbs over the paper. Sorry, I totally like blanked there for a moment, but I'm sprinkling it over my candle. And as I activate this intention, I trust its expansion. I trust my path. I trust my fire. So repeat that after me. As I activate with intention, I trust with expansion. I trust my path, and I trust my fire. And what I want you to do is I want you to take your feather, your cinnamon stick, your incense, and I want you to wave it over your paper, symbolizing movement, symbolizing pushing that out into the world, symbolizing manifesting that. And then what I want you to say is Sagittarius energy moves. It doesn't wait. Tonight, I send my intention. I send my intention forward with confidence, curiosity, and courage. Whatever comes to mind. And what I want you to do is I want you to fold your piece of paper to yourself, because this is what we're bringing in. This is what we're manifesting, right? And so we're bringing it to ourselves to activate and initiate and attract that energy back to us. And what I want you to do when you're done folding it in, very carefully, you're going to light that on fire and let it burn, baby, burn. Ooh. Or if you have your LED candle and you can't really burn that, you can actually set that underneath your candle as an intention of letting that work through, letting that energy through. This is all about intention. Action, energy, intention equals the magic to it. But you have to trust it. You have to believe it, right? So from there, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to place your hands over your heart, close your eyes, and as this year ends, I choose expansion over fear, truth over comfort, momentum over hesitation, and I welcome the opportunities and experiences and blessings that align with my highest path. When you're ready, what I want you to do is blow your candle out or snuff it. I don't like blowing it out. I like just putting it out so that it can burn safely. Or if you don't want to blow it out, you can just let it burn all the way down. It's totally up to you. Again, this is your magic. This is your magic, not my magic. I'm just helping you, like, guide you. But if you keep your paper folded, you can do that until the next full moon, which is in a couple weeks. But I really want to encourage you to take one aligned action to what you're trying to manifest over the next 72 hours. So if that's saving money, $20 aside. If that's losing weight, let's do some exercises. If that's finding the love of your life, well, get off the dating apps and go out somewhere. Like, whatever that may look like for you, take some kind of direction towards that, because that's the action that we've put this energy and this intention into to create that magic. And from there, comment below and tell me what your word was. Tell me what your direction is for 2026. Tell me where you're going. What kind of stars are we reaching for? And really kind of think about where we want to go in in all of this. I hope to see you in 2026. Once you're done, I want you to take the energy that we've borrowed from the earth and send it back with gratitude and grace and compassion. Give ourselves grace and compassion. Take a few moments to sit and sip your tea and enjoy this last little bit before the holiday rush really starts kicking in. Take this moment of calm before the kids start screaming your name. Take this moment before you start scrolling again. Take a moment for yourself. You're allowed to do that. So hopefully I will see you at the next full moon, and we'll keep on trucking from there. Bye.